thought I was like maybe crazy for a really long time, so I didn't really tell anyone. And I'd be trying to like scream, but I couldn't. And it's like having like a waking nightmare.
Years and Years have been called the most important pop band of our time, and the truth is, it's probably not because they've topped charts and headlined arenas. No, since Years and Years launched, their lead singer, Ollie Alexander, has become one of the most vocal and visible gay performers in a very small field. He's spoken out about LGBTI rights and mental health issues, including opening up about his own fairly full-on experiences. And today, on the verge of their new album, we've come somewhere very cold on the outskirts of London to talk. I know music has been a part of your life since day dot, pretty much. But I was actually curious about the moment you realised you could create it. Like, as in, you could make a song and it was something that people enjoyed listening to.
Well, when I was 10 years old, I made a original song for our like school assembly, like a show and tell assembly vibe. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin, and then when you're on a stage or when you're performing, you can kind of embody this kind of other identity, and you sort of feel a bit outside of yourself and like kind of like stronger and funnier and sexier. And I mean, I'm not thinking about that when I'm 10 years old, but do you know what I mean? It's
the stronger, putting on another personality on a stage, it's empowered inherently by being on the stage.
I think so. And also like school environments were like, it was quite a tough place for me, you know, like I was bullied and like, you know, I was picked on because other kids called me gay, and I didn't really even know that I was gay at that point. But this drama class or the music room or whatever was like where, you know, the kids who might not necessarily have been good at sports or like been popular, like really excelled, you know, like you could be your freaky self in the drama room, and that's why I liked, you know, so.
I'm waking spirits tonight, and I can hear your voice. I got nothing to hide.
If you grow up and you hear people use the term gay as a derogatory term, what goes through your head when you start to realise that you actually are?
You're so young when you're like developing an awareness of what your sexuality is, and for the first sort of instance for you to come into contact with it is for someone else to be bullying you with it is I think it instantly creates this very like difficult relationship with your own sexuality, your own identity.
It's under siege before you even realise it's your own identity.
Yeah, so I think when you come, I think for me, I just felt like, I just was like, please don't let me be gay. Like, I just don't want it to happen. I was like, everything else, you know, like I've already get teased for looking like a girl. I like wear makeup to school, but just don't let me be gay. But
how long did it take you to make your peace with it?
To be honest, like touring the world as like an out gay musician and like literally standing on a stage for thousands of people, it was like, I don't know, it does something to you. Because in the back of my mind I'd always be like, oh, maybe they'll just like throw bottles at me, which did happen a couple of times, but like I'd get booed off stage for being like too camp, too femme, you know, like
really?
That's always in my head, I think, because of like an internalized sort of like shame thing. But I saw like how supportive people are, like that really made me examine my relationship with my own sexuality, and I think then it kind of, I came out the other side, and now I feel so blessed to be gay, and like, I feel happy, but I'm still constantly getting people being like, it's a bit gay, like, Ollie's being a bit gay again, you know, it's like still, you know, so it's like, whatever.
But that's what makes Ollie unique, right?
Yeah, I know, that just makes me want to be more gay, whatever that means.
I've watched you over the last couple of years talk about mental health and the help that you sought and the impact it's had on people. Why was it important to talk about it in public in the first place? Why is it important that the people that watch you, that follow you, that care about your career understand that that's a component of who you are?
Because we got media training like after we signed our record deal, so which is like this weird situation where someone comes and tells you like how to answer questions in interviews and like things to look out for and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, he talked about my sexuality, and she was just like, well, maybe you don't need to say anything, and like, I just made a decision then to be like, I don't want to live my life this way, because I just had too much anxiety about lying all the time. Like I just was like, I don't think I could do it.
And even if it's a lie by omission, it still
Yeah.
feels like you're not being authentic, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think once I made that decision, I guess I sort of took an approach that just of complete honesty with anyone who wanted to know anything. Because so I think I just got asked, like, part of my mental health was writing music, coping mechanisms, I guess.
Don't come around saying I still want you. 1 minute you say you're a day.
I know the importance and how powerful it can be to verbalise what you're going through, to share. That's just been for myself, my personal kind of journey with my own mental health before, you know, like answering questions and interviews and all of that. Like being open and sharing like helped me. So I think I just sort of took that approach. I wasn't expecting how big a response it got, but I think it just goes to show like how many people are going through the same thing or want to speak about it.
It's sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
For somebody that's never experienced sleep paralysis before, how do you go about describing it? What is that sensation like?
Oh God, so imagine like you've gone to bed and then you can't move, you feel like whole body is kind of paralyzed, like someone's like on top of you and you can't really breathe. And I experienced like really crazy hallucinations. So I'd be in bed and like I'd have to be like impending doom, threat level like 10, but you can't move. And I would just hallucinate that all these like weird shapes and like lines and like crazy like monsters and stuff were like all around me. And I'd be trying to like scream, but I couldn't. And it's like having like a waking nightmare.
When did you realise that was something you actually needed to get help for though? Because that's the sort of thing that can be debilitating the moment you first encounter it.
To be honest, I thought I was like maybe crazy for a really long time, so I didn't really tell anyone that it was affecting me so much until I was much older. Your instinct is to not tell someone about it. You think that you should be able to deal with it yourself, or like you don't want to worry somebody, or you know, like people can think you're crazy, like, but you know. So I think I was like holding on to a lot of that, and it took me until like my late teens to really like even admit that I had these weird hallucination dreams, you know.
If you could change anything about the way we talk about mental health, what would you change?
In this country, especially in the UK, you know, there's a lot of lip service to be like, oh, we want to provide mental health. But like the reality is that most kind of services and groups available sort of to people, or you know, funding for the NHS, it's just like slash every year. It's just less and less services for people. So actually it just makes me think, well, people aren't getting the help that they deserve. So that's sort of the number one kind of issue.
Well, nothing's gonna hurt me with my eyes shut. I can see through them. I can see through them.
Just lastly, before I let you go, how does it feel when you're up on that stage and it's all clicking? For people that have never experienced that, what does that actually feel like?
What a question. I think it's overwhelming, and then you just feel like everyone's energy is like rushing through you and you just feel like invincible. You know, you have to have an audience, right, to perform. So, you know, you're connecting with other people, and that's like always a really beautiful thing, I think.
Ollie, thanks so much for your time.
Oh, thanks, Mark. This handshake.
I know. I feel so official when I do handshakes.
Thanks, Mark. I just like holding your thumb.
I feel like you're milking my thumb.
And now we'll end it.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much.
I can see through them. Thank you.